Welcome back, boys and girls. This week we are talking about story elements. Story elements are the parts of the story. Now, yesterday we talked about characters and setting. Characters are the people in the story. They are the ones who have talking parts, they speak to one another. The setting is where the story takes place. Today we are going to learn about two more story elements. We're going to talk about problem and solution. Now, problem is just a fancy word for what goes wrong in the story. Look at this sad face. The problem is the conflict. It's what makes the character sad. A lot of times we're going to learn about the problem in the very beginning of the story. It's what goes wrong, what makes the character sad. The solution is how is the problem solved? What goes right? How do they fix the problem? That's why we have a happy face. So the problem is what goes wrong? What makes the character sad? And the solution is how is it fixed? A lot of times we can find that at the end of the story. So we read Little Boo. I'm going to read this book to you again today, but this time I want you to be listening for and thinking about what's wrong in the story. Remember our character Seed? Think about what's going wrong. What's the problem for Seed? And then I want you to think about how is the problem solved? What's the solution? What makes Seed happy again? Let's read this story. The wind blew, the leaves fell, and a tiny seed hid in the garden. Boo, the seed said to a leaf rolling by. You're not scary at all, said the leaf. Boo, the seed said to a grub. I'm busy, said the grub. Snowflakes began to whirl about. Boo, 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 the seed said. There's more of us than you, whispered the snowflakes. We're not scared. Poor Seed. Notice that Seed's face looks a lot like our problem face. Seed's feeling sad. What could Seed be sad about? It's not time for scaring, said the wind. Be patient. You'll be scary soon. I want to be scary now, the seed said. Just wait, whispered the wind, blowing soil over the seed to keep him from the cold. The seed sighed and fell asleep. Boo, he said in his dream. It was a long sleep, and when the seed finally awoke, the air was warm. He reached up and up until he could feel it. Ah, said the seed, time to get back to scaring. The seed grew into a tender little sprout. Boo, said the little sprout to an old boot. Boo, said the sprout to a shovel. Boo, said the sprout to a watering can, but none of them said anything back. So the little sprout kept growing. When the wind came by, the sprout had become a little plant. Boo, he said. Not today, said the wind, but soon, soon. The little plant kept growing. Boo, 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 he said to the bucket and the bees and the grasshopper, but they were not afraid at all. The plant grew and grew, and soon little orange flowers appeared. Can I boo now? The plant asked the wind. Not quite yet, the wind said. The flowers grew into fruit, and one became very big and orange and turned into a pumpkin. Boo, the pumpkin said to the hens that picked it, but they weren't scared. They brought the pumpkin inside the house. I'll be right here, the wind said. Darkness crept in. There was no moon. Then a single candle appeared. Boo, said the pumpkin that was now a jack-o'-lantern. Yow, said the cat. Good scaring, said the wind. Boo, said the jack-o'-lantern. Ah, screamed the goblins. Woo-ee, said the wind. What wonderful scaring. Thank you, said the jack-o'-lantern, who used to be only a seed. Boo, boo, boo. And the light from the jack-o'-lantern's grin spread across the night. Now, boys and girls, let's think about this. What went wrong in the story? Think about your character Seed. Seed is our main character. What made the seed sad? What was the problem? Can you remember? The problem was that the seed really wanted to be scaring things, but it wasn't time yet. He had to be patient. That's the problem. He wanted to scare all of these things like the snowflakes, the leaf. Do you remember the other things? The grub. So he spent all of this time trying to scare the other characters in this book, but it just wasn't time yet. He wasn't scary. He was just a little seed. Now, how was this problem solved? What made the seed happy again? Yes, what made the seed happy was that over time he grew into a jack-o'-lantern. So he had to be patient. His problem was solved when he grew into a jack-o'-lantern and then he was scary. So the problem is that the seed wanted to scare someone. And the solution was that eventually, over time, he grew into a jack-o'-lantern and it was time to scare the other characters. I'll see you guys later.